Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. I hope everyone's been enjoying their weekend. Some of you are already halfway through it. Some of you, it's just a nice morning on Saturday. Before we continue on with the episode, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And then don't forget to follow on Instagram, X, and TikTok as well. RD Corner Kick Pod through X, and then Red Devils Corner Kick Pod through Instagram and TikTok. I know I've been a little slacking on the social media, and I should be doing that a little bit more. I do apologize for that presence, but I hope everyone enjoyed the match this morning. It was an early game. It's been a while since we've had one of those. Florentina, we played against, draw, but winning in penalties. Yeah, I will be discussing that. I'll also catch up on the transfer rumors discussions as well. But you know, we're 1 week away from the preseason, ladies and gentlemen, or from the season. Sorry, preseason is now officially done. We have one more week, just over a week to go. 7.5 days. Well, the preseason, like the league starts next week, but we're 7.5 days away from. Well, actually, 8 days technically. We're away from Man United kicking off against Arsenal. So it's exciting. Listen, we've had an exciting. I would say an emotional transfer window. We're still going on with it, but I think the way the off season has been for Man United and the way preseason has gone, it's definitely been, it's been a roller coaster. Getting Cunha off the bat, waiting for Mbeumo to sign, getting Sesko and getting that resolved over the last couple of days. He was announced today. I was surprised how fast they were able to get that rolled out, but Sesko, once everything was negotiated and done, he requested to be in Manchester right away so he can get everything started. So he was announced today. He signed today. They announced Cunha and Mbeumo this morning at the game, which was exciting, to say the least, seeing those players there, because obviously Mbeumo and Cunha couldn't be announced because we weren't at home against for any of the preseason games. We were in Leeds in Sweden. We were playing against Leeds in Sweden. Then we were on the U.S. tour, and then we were back today against Florentina. So, yeah, it was exciting to see. It's kind of almost the saga is done in terms of this transfer window. We still have a couple weeks to go. They're still looking at signings, which I'll talk about later on in the episode. But yeah, let's kick it off with what happened this morning, which was the game against Florentina. Okay, to rate it all, and I'm not the only one to say it, the match was not exciting to say the least. It wasn't. The first half, we got one goal from each person, or each goal from each team, both on set pieces. Both had their opportunities to score, but let's just say I wasn't jumping for joy over this game. Last weekend felt a little bit more excitement. Today, I think some people maybe were scratching their heads. Obviously, I know Sesko. I think I saw one person or a couple making a joke about why hasn't Sesko started. Obviously, he just put his name to the initials today and just completed his medical, so I don't think he's fitness yet for the match. But you had Mount starting, Cunha and Mbeumo, Casemiro and Bruno in the middle, Dorgu and Ahmad on the wings, and then Yoro, Maguire, and Aiden Heaven in the back, and then Binder in net. To me, I wasn't overly jumping for joy in this game. There was a few times where they had opportunities. Man United had opportunities to score. The midfield, yes, still a bit of an issue. That right side, again, is going to do very well once they get things going. Euro as well. Dorgu played well. The foul that he got that he got called for. I don't think that he should have been called for that, especially when he was on a chance to go break out and score. Bruno was up and down. Casemiro was okay. Ahmad was, him and Mbuemo are getting that connection there, so you see that slowly developing. Cunha had opportunities, but in this formation here, almost like a false nine, it doesn't really work out well. And the one thing too is the last two preseason games with the choice of Mbuemo and Cunha, you haven't seen a striker start. So I'm wondering, when we play against Arsenal next week, is that going to do the same thing? Are we going to see a unique false nine with Cunha and Mbuemo and possibly Mason Mount as the false nine being there? We're going to have to figure something out with the attack. Now, a lot of questions going into this match. Would we see Højlund, because of the talks with AC Milan, going out on the loan? I don't want to say it because I don't want him to go. And I've said it on previous episodes, and I understand this is a business, and I understand Amram needs pieces there, and obviously if some players aren't working out, it's there. But if I'm... Yeah, it looks like the Rasmus saga is coming to an end, especially with the Cisco signing. Not playing in the last two. It's tough. And the question is, what are we setting on for next week? And that's what it is. And for me, when I was preparing and looking at the preseason, I would think that you would see more of what the team would look like going into this, and that you would see similar to what your starting lineup will be next week. In all fairness, I don't know if Aiden Heaven will be starting on the left-hand side. I'm assuming Mazraoui could be back. Hopefully he's healthy. If anything, Aiden Heaven will start, I think. I think he solidified that backup spot. I think he's got more of a pace for the system, especially over Luke Shaw. If Mazraoui does come back, he'll probably be a sub for next Sunday. Or we'll see. We'll hear the news this week, seeing how he feels going into the matchup. So it's a waiting period now, and now that the preseason's done, we're here. But overall in the game, again, mentioned boring, not really jumping for joy. It was great to see David De Gea back. It was, like I said, there were opportunities, but there weren't that big opportunities. I remember the one from Bruno. Cunha overshot it over the net. Cunha did have opportunities today, and you're seeing the attack go, but that midfield is definitely going to be an issue. And I know they're going to try and push for Baliba as fast as they can, or another midfielder that can fit that system. Because I don't know, and chances are we could see Casemiro starting next week against Arsenal, and it's hard to say. Who's that going to be? Is it going to be Kobe? Is it going to be Ugarte? Someone's got to pair up with Bruno, and someone's got to be able to cover that D. Because again, the long stretches, the run through, it's going to be tough. It is, and we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting week. To say that the pressure is now on, yes, it is. And for everyone, because it's Manchester United, it's the way the club is, everyone will say the pressure has always been there. It hasn't just been oh, now it's going to start. The pressure's always been there, and we have kind of created our own pressure out of nothing. But now we have to go through it. And listen, I like the players there. It's going to need time. That's what I've learned. When we've gotten the players in place, the players that Ruben wants ready to go, the system's going to need time. And we don't know. It could take a while. And there is no bigger test than the test that Manchester United is going to have in the first 2 months against the Premier League. We have Arsenal off the bat. We're playing Man City, I believe Chelsea in September. So we're off to the races right away, facing 3 top 6 clubs already. So the pressure is going to be there. It is. We're going to face pressure. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of hate. You know what? I am going to use the word hate. because sometimes we are we are as a fan base toxic, and there is going to be that toxicity there when the season starts, especially with the new signings. And I'm sure there's going to be someone there criticizing Sesko, even though he just signed Friday and he just went through training. Somewhere, if someone's going to criticize that, and someone's going to criticize Mbeumo, someone's going to make a judgment of, oh, Newcastle dodged the bullet because look at how Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko are playing for United. There's no way we saved all that money. I'm sure there's going to be some criticism like that. But this team's going to take time. It is. And you've seen good pieces today. I'm not going to say, like, as much as the game was not like jaw-dropping, there were opportunities in that game with that attack, with Mbeumo, with Cunha, with everything. It's just going to take time. This was Mbeumo's second game with Manchester United, so he's not fully all the way there. Cunha, he's looking good, but he's going to get even stronger. Ahmad is just getting himself in that pace at the right wing back. Bruno is there as the pivot. Dorgu has solidified that left wing back. I was happy to see Diego Leon on the field today. But yeah, there's a lot of questions about the midfield, who's going to be starting against Arsenal. I think the attack is a question too. Like, if Sesko is game fit by next Sunday, will he be starting? That's the thing, right? Will he be starting? We're missing Xerxes. We're still missing Mazraoui. So we're missing pieces there that are fundamental to an attack. So, and Obi, I don't think Obi got in today. Let me double check. I saw Cheeto Obi warming up. I don't even think Cheeto Obi got in today. I don't think so, because I know Manu came in. Let me pull up the information here from the match. Let's just take a look here. United with ball possession. So De Ligt came in for Heaven. Kobe came in for Casemiro. Luke Shaw came in for Harry Maguire. Diego Dalot came in for Brian and Mbeumo. Ugarte came in for Mason Mount. So Cunha played, looks like he played the full, Cunha played the full 90 minutes and plus. Because Cunha did score in the shootout. By the way, that was a great save by Ender. It was. And for Kobe to seal it off, great. Like, we can talk about the two trophies won in a week, ladies and gentlemen, winning the Summer Series and then winning the Snapdragon Cup. Like, hey, I think we won it last year too, I believe. So we defended the cup, ladies and gentlemen. I think maybe 3 years in a row we've won. But no, but Kobe, like, there's a lot of questions about midfield still going in, and I think there's going to be a lot of questions about how the attack is going to look up, especially with the last 2 days. Again, Rasmus is probably slowly on his way out. Obviously, he wasn't there. Again, and it's not. And I'm not the gaffer. I'm not in charge of this club. I don't know what is going on in training. I don't know what's being said with him. I know the organization was going to talk to him. I don't know what's happening with Rasmus. But I would have liked to see him play with Mbeumo and Cunha, especially when you have him at the 210s there. Like, I would have loved to see that. I would have. It would have been incredible to see what they could have done with him. So we'll see how training goes. Like, not having Xerxes for this preseason sucked. Losing Mazraoui partway through was even worse. So hopefully we can have him ready to go. He's conditioned, ready to play. Like, we'll see. But I don't want to lose Rasmus because, again, if Xerxes gets injured again, I don't want us to struggle with an attack without a striker. And I don't like it's good to use Mason Mount in that situation, but if we're playing against like Arsenal or some other teams that are a little bit stronger, they're definitely going to be stronger than us. We need to have everyone in the right positions there. And if we lose Mason Mount, that's another piece hurt. So having him come off the bench would be key. Would help him keep healthy. So the one thing I noticed too today, control of the ball was still an issue. Like some bad passes. The one thing that was good was Luke Shaw's recovery on some of it, but some mental errors there that need to be cleaned up. So that's always going to be part of the game. But the squad needs time, and preseason does help a little bit. Preseason helps somewhat when you get new pieces in, but when they come in later, it does hurt. So, yeah. But overall, I'm happy for the way the game went. David De Gea made a great save. Like, players there had chances. Could have gone either way. But in the end, yes, it was boring. But it's just a matter of time with the squad. We're going to need time to build and get things moving. So it like we saw some good things, we saw some bad things, we saw some not okay things. So again, set plays, issues. But I know my previews turned around of basically what we need to do for next week. But it's like we had opportunities. Subs I was okay with. I think it's just finding the balance of what we need to do for the attack. And once Sesko's ready, and hopefully Xerxes, and hopefully Cheeto Obi is there. I hope Cheeto Obi is playing more in the cup games than in the Prem, just so we can get that experience, especially with those lower level tier teams that we'll be seeing from League One or from the Championship or League One, League Two. Because I think there's a Carabao Cup game coming at the end of August, as well. So I think we have to play an earlier game because of the way we finished in the Prem. But yeah, hopefully we get to see that there. I would have liked to see Cheeto Obi play again. Like from what I wanted. Listen, I'm always like, not everyone's gonna like the game because everyone expected what they want, and sometimes when they don't get what they want, it does ruin it. At the end of the day, I would like to see the strikers play with those two guys at the 10, just to see what could have happened with chemistry. But at the end of the day, when they're planning for a game and an attack, that's what we're going to see. So I even mentioned it on the preview that we could see Bruno, Cunha, and Mbuemo as that starting rotation there with Kobe, and like there were like chances there. And I even mentioned that Rasmus may not start. Or Cheeto Obi, like I mentioned about going to the same as last week. I did, and it wasn't exactly the same. You had Mason Mount there, Bruno was in his pivot. So I think we're trying to build up something. I think it's just trying to find the right balance of Ruben Amorim's squad with these players, and it's only going to take time. It is only going to take time. So we all have to be patient. I will be patient. The squad, the fan base, Ineos, everyone needs to be patient with it. Time will come, but it's just a matter of building on it. And we saw good things today. We saw some bad things today. We saw some okay things today. So it's there's some issues there. Again, hopefully, Onana is there next week. Nothing against Bayender. He did make a great save today again. Like he saved us, and Kobe sealed the deal. So we were able to capitalize. So actually, Bayender is very good at penalties. He is. I'll take him any day. For stopping penalties. But yeah, it's tough. It is tough. But yeah. But you know what? Okay, the preseason's done. Now it's time to get to work and get ready for Arsenal. That's what it is. It was great that De Gea came back. It was great for what they did for the ceremony. But preseason's done. The important stuff happened. Preseason's done. It ended once that cup was rewarded. Preseason's now done. Now the squad has to get to work. They have a lot of work to do. But I saw progression last year near the end, and we saw progression this preseason. But we still have plenty of stuff to do, plenty of time that we need. We shouldn't have plenty of time. Plenty of time shouldn't be the right statement to use. Time will develop the squad, and we'll see how it goes. the organization's backing him. I'm backing him. I know there's people out there backing him, but we are going to see some good things with this squad, and you just have to be patient. It is. I know 10 years has been long, but we have to be patient. So, but again, preseason's now done. The regular season's ready to go. Time to move forward. Get ready for Arsenal. Yeah, it's going to be a matchup. I'll be doing my preview episode as we get closer, but yeah. But overall, again, a boring game. Nothing really to jump out about, but lots of work still to do with this squad. But let's catch up on some stuff that I didn't get a chance to do. I didn't do an episode yesterday, but there's some stuff we need to catch up on. Okay. Obviously, Thursday I did the preseason, not the preseason, I did the final preview tour, and I talked about Sesko and Baliba and Donnarumma. So as we are getting into the weekend, obviously more stuff came out yesterday. There has been chatter in regards to Manchester United signing Baliba. The asking price, I believe, is around £104 million, which is about 120 million euros. So it's, do you want to spend the money on that? No, I don't. I would go for a second option here. Let's go for a second option of mid, because again, we can save that money for another depth player, another piece. So there's options there. And we'll see. I know there's talks of Wharton from Crystal Palace. I saw that coming in the other day. There's talks with the member from Sporting. But we have, there's pieces there that they're looking at here. And don't get me wrong, Baliba is a talented player, but do United want to use the finances on that player for this? I would say wait the season. I would say you get another piece there that can fit in for Bruno, as well as fit in for another piece as well, or another place of the midfield, especially in the system. But we need to see this. We need the player like that, especially next season. You have Casemiro coming off the books. Technically, Jadon Sancho's coming off the books next season, so you have money available to replace that. And trust me, with those salaries off, that's even better. We have we have players coming off next year, so, and we may have players sold for those funds next season, because I know with the deal with Rasmus, there's a loan deal with an option to buy. And I know things between AC Milan and Man United have been negotiated, but we're just waiting to see what happens in that aspect. But listen, I'm not hating on the talent of Baliba, but I think with the cost, we can use that towards something else. And this is the same thing I was saying about Sesko. Sesko is a phenomenal talent, but right now it's a little troublesome. With, again, the price tag, again, United, the salary that we're paying him, we're paying less than what Newcastle was offering, what we offered him. The transfer was fine. They definitely did some good negotiation there. They gave them what they wanted. But in the end, having the striker, that's a necessity. Spending that to get that there, that's important. But again, spending the amount of money for Baliba, I think we may need to wait a season. If you're able to get Wharton, go for it. Like, if you're able to get him, I know he has an agreement to leave next summer. There's rumors there that he's willing to negotiate that he can leave this year. So we'll see. Yeah, it's just a matter of what we can do, what we can say. Money that can be spent, again, we're a couple weeks away, but it's going to take time. That's the thing, right? And I know they're going to try and push through, but I'm sure with the way the next two games we're playing, I think we have Arsenal next week, and I think it's Burnley the week after. it all depends on how those games go. We're playing two different teams. If the midfield is struggling, you might see Ineos start trying to just rapid fire and get things moving. The only thing is, we don't want in the past what they've done before and pay ridiculous transfer fees, wages, because we were desperate at the end, and we saw that the last couple of years. Like we did. We saw last minute deals. Not so much last season, but the season before when Eric Ten Hag came in, the way, yeah, it's there. Goalkeeper news, obviously Donnarumma is still in the talks. I believe it was released today that PSG was willing to let him go for £26 million, which is just over 30 million, I believe, in euros, or close to it. Let's check to see what the official right at the bottom, pounds to euros. So let's do 26. Yeah, so just over 30 million. Like, yeah, 30 million. 30 million euros for him with the exchange rate today. So, like, to be fair, like, again, if we're, the one thing is too, we can wait a year for the goalkeeper. But the one thing too is the key about Onana has been key to getting, I'm sure, getting Mbeumo and potentially getting Baliba. So, yeah, I think you may wait for the goalkeeper for the year. If you're able to get mids for the positions that we need for 30 million, or at least if you can get two of them for 30 million, have depth pieces there, I think that will be key as well. But it's just going to take time. It is. It's going to take time. So I don't want Ineos to fall into a trap and try to spend ridiculous amounts because we desperately need the position. I want them to be smart about it, but I think with the way Ineos has handled the last two transfer windows, you can say, yeah, they've done the right thing as well. So, yeah, it's just a matter of what they do with those pieces. Again, I'm happy with Sesko. Again, I know I mentioned about the transfer fee, everything, sell on, the concerns, but in the end, I am happy that we have that type of player. I have been watching his highlights. I've been watching what he's been able to do, and I mentioned about, like, Xerxes, the footwork, everything, like how it helps in this system. The one thing is I know Højlund hasn't played the last two games. Is this the end of Højlund going to AC Milan, not having that striker? Because again, Xerxes not fully healthy. He may get injured again. Not having Cheeto Obi, putting pressure on Sesko to score. That's the concerning part, right? So I know we have Cunha and Mbeumo. We can do those rotations in there, but having depth pieces and important pieces that you need, that's key, especially when you bought two players there for specific positions. So, yeah. But yeah, lots of things to still go on for this transfer window, and we'll see how it all plays out. But, yeah. So, but yeah, there's not much really to report because, again, like, we finally got our signings. We got our 3 signings that we looked for. We got those. They were announced today. Not much has been reported, so they kind of reported Thursday because I mentioned the signings and everything. I was expecting Sesko to be here tomorrow, Sunday, but they were able to get everything going and announced for him today, which was great. Announcing all 3 signings. So we have those pieces there. Again, like I mentioned when I was talking about the preseason, or talking about the squad, we just need time. It does, like, in the end. And when we get in those other pieces for mid, they're going to need time too. It's true. So we need to be patient. We need to wait and see. Like, again, this team needs time. And I know we're going to have fan base, like members of this fan base, calling for Amram out. Guaranteed, like, if we lose next Sunday, I'm sure, like, we're going to hear about the fan base saying Ruben was the wrong choice. Why are we backing him? He can't get players to do anything right. Like, that's what's going to happen. Literally, I'm sure it's happening right now with the way the game went today. But again, like I mentioned, for preseason games, I'm not 180% committed to a preseason game. Next week, that 180% I keep mentioning about, I'm going to be up to about 250 come next Sunday. Because now it's going to be full commitment, full ready to go. Games matter. These games were for the preseason was lessons, fitness, and training. Like that's what it is. That's basically what it is. So now everything needs to be there, and hopefully the stats, the analytics, looking through how everything went with this preseason, we'll see. Like we have to see how the squad is going to progress as we go forward with this squad. Like not everything's going to go right the first game, the second game, the third game. It's going to take time. So it's just a matter of just waiting and being patient. So I'll be doing more episodes this week. I'm going to be back Monday with a new episode of the pod and just catching up on the weekend, the start of the regular season. I know we have the Community Shield tomorrow. It's Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. I feel for Crystal Palace fans. They have every right to be in Europa. I do. I feel for them. But yeah, like Monday, it's on. Now it's what to do, what to expect. I can talk about what transfer windows we want, but it's now Monday. It's training time. It's time to focus on Sunday, and everything's off to the races. That's what it is. So I know more transfers will potentially come in. We'll get the time, but right now we're in that spot where we're facing tough. Again, like I mentioned, we're facing some tough teams in the first 6 or 7 games. We have some tough opponents. It's going to be tough. So, but I think this new attack, this new, like everyone familiar with the system, it's there. It's there. People are going to be, so, yeah, that's it for the episode today. I'll cut it there before I kind of start repeating myself and rambling on. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, give some feedback. I want to improve. If you want to do any collaborations, I know I'm still new. Please let me know. We can chat, talk, start getting things going for this club. But it's going to take, but yeah, I'm willing to do some collaborations. But don't forget, like, subscribe, follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, and then TikTok, X, and Instagram. RD Corner Kicks on X, and then Red Devils Corner Kick Pod on TikTok and Instagram as well. I will be again back Monday with a new episode, just catching up from the weekend. Any news on transfers, anything as well. But yeah, it's the season starts. The season started once that game ended today. So it's crunch time. Amber in the squad. Ineos, they know what needs to be done. Just be patient. Yeah, and just sorry. Before I go again. No. No. I'll talk about it. No, not much. No, I'm going to end it there. I'll talk about Monday. Monday I'll talk from the weekend as well. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope it's beautiful and sunny where you are. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the Community Shield tomorrow as well. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.